Hi everybody, today is Sunday, May 9th, and before I get into the video, I just want to do a few housekeeping rules. Number one, Happy Mother's Day to my mom and any mothers out there. Number two, you may notice that it's been a while since I've posted any videos, and that's because I am very behind in editing videos. I have tons of videos recorded, but I'm still editing videos for March, so it's just taken me a while, and it's been a busy couple weeks, so I'm sorry. I have not forgotten you. Thank you for those who still watch and comment and support and encourage and share the videos. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm working on it, and I'm hoping to have just a lot of content put out for you guys this week, which means it might be a late night for me tonight, but we're gonna get it done. And thirdly, you may notice behind me this blank wall, where you remember before that I had like my wall art and my gallery wall kind of put up, and we had to do some work in my room which required us to replace the wall, and so that meant that all the pictures had to come down, all the little hooks and the placement had to come down, so I gotta do that whole process again. So I do have some new pictures, I do have them laid out, and yeah, it'll be fun to do it again, although I was disappointed at first because it's a time-consuming process, but it's gonna be good. And yeah, so those are my three, I think, housekeeping things. Oh, and I guess maybe four is my goal with this video is to record it, edit it, and put it out today. A, to let you guys know I'm still here, and B, because today was just, everything was so timely in service today that I want to put this out today to stay in that same kind of flow. So let me also say this is like my 6th attempt at this video, and in thinking like why it took so many attempts, the last attempt I think I was like 15 minutes in, and I was like, it doesn't feel right. And I think maybe because it wasn't transparent enough. And I do struggle with that still. Like, I want to be transparent with you guys, but I also, I mean, to be quite honest, there are some things I don't want to talk about. A, because they don't just involve me. B, because they're just private. You know, some things are just private and not for the whole world. And C, because to some degree, I care about people's opinions. And I don't love that. It's not always negative, but it can easily be very negative. So I'm still working on that. But I realized that reason C is why the last videos that I was doing today lack transparency, because there are some things I don't want to admit because it seems weak to me. Or I feel like I talk about it too much, and I feel like maybe I just shouldn't anymore. But when I made this channel, I said that the point was to be transparent and to let you guys in on some things that, you know, benefits, but also some hard times, some challenges, because I don't want to perpetuate this idea that we think life is perfect once you come to know Jesus, and there's no challenges, no struggles, you don't go through anything, you don't wrestle with anything, even in your own self, you know, because that's not been my case. And I know other people who can attest to that too. And so it does no good if I'm going to sugarcoat things or speak in vague terms most of the time. So let's just get into it. In general, I feel like I've talked a lot on this channel about my singleness. And sometimes I feel like I've talked about it too much and shared too much. And not all those videos actually made it to being published, but nonetheless, some have. And I still wrestle with thinking that that's like a weakling or a weakness of mine, you know, like the desire to be married, or maybe I desire it too much, or maybe I think about it too much, and so I don't like to talk about it sometimes I just like to just gloss over it or ignore it or just not record. But today I was really encouraged, and it does no good to talk about how I was encouraged if I'm not going to actually be honest about the challenges. You know, like I can say, oh, it was a nice day, if you think that it's always been nice days, but it's been some hard days. So let me just get into it. So there are things I've been praying to God for, believing God for, and some of them are my financial status. Some of it is like wanting to be rich. Some of it is wanting my own car. I guess wanting to be rich, I can just get my own car. But just different things. I feel like I've been like, okay, Lord, help me with this, and show me how to do this better, and help me grow in this area. And sometimes it can just feel like I'm kind of just going through the motions and just trusting that God's going to answer these prayers, or trusting that these little steps I'm taking are getting me closer to these goals. But one thing that I realize is that I've been challenged in my singleness in terms of contentment. And I don't think I realized I was discouraged about it, but I noticed my prayers changed, to like, Lord, help me not care. Help me not care about marriage. Yeah. And that was hard. But the song, the worship, the teaching today, and just lately has been really encouraging me to trust God in the waiting, to not lose sight of the fact that God is faithful, that He loves me, that He has good things in store for me. And those good things don't have to look like I wanted them to look, and that's okay. But I'm no less loved by God, and He has great things in store for me. And I've said this before, right? We've talked about this before a longer time. And I don't want to just marry any old body. Like, it's not, don't get me wrong, but I think back on relationships that didn't work out and how hard I took it. But even in this, I'm like, God, but I trust you. I trust you. And in the meantime, the song says, while I'm waiting, I'm getting stronger. And I love that, because I think about times when I could have settled. I could have just married the first person who suggested it. But I'm grateful that I didn't. I'm grateful that I'm waiting, and I am getting stronger. And God is also, what is it called? Causing me to raise my standards for the people that I give myself to. Whether it be husbands, whether it be close friends. And I'm grateful for that too. So yeah, it was just really encouraging. And then even just loving God's correction. I'm so grateful for that. Because it shows stuff in our hearts that, because of my own past issues, insecurities, whatever, it skewed the way, my perception. And so even the things that I, like the criteria that I used to have for my husband, even that's changed. Like when I thought this could be a good thing because this, it's like, that's not everything. That's not enough. Like there's more. And there's more that I should expect from my husband. And there's more that I do expect from my husband now. But even in that, like, the waiting is worth it. And that's what I pray now. Like, Lord, if you want me to get married, if it's in your plan for my life, then I'm trusting that you are going to send a good man, and that you're going to make it clear when you send him, and that he's going to be worth the wait. And a husband is not like the end all be all to my life, by no means. Like, that's unfair to him to think that, and super unfair to God to think that. But it would be dishonest to not say that that's something that I think about from time to time. Sometimes more frequently than that. But yeah, it's something that I want to make sure my focus is on God first and foremost. Like, first of all, I would have done my husband a disservice had I met and married him earlier. The things that, like, the Lord is showing me, even my own thinking, my own heart issues, I'm glad He's showing me on this side of marriage, because it would have been harder to address probably and fix in marriage, and I don't want to hurt my husband, so I'd rather Him teach me these things and show me these things now, so I can get them right and out the way, and not hurt just not my husband, but other friends. I'm glad that He's shown me so many things that I can work on and grow in, so that way I can be a better friend and a better sister, and yes, a better wife and mother, but not just that, So yeah, I've just been really encouraged by God's love, and that He doesn't shortchange us in any area of our lives, and I am grateful for that. So anyway, I know this seems a little roundabout and a little scattered today, but thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for staying. And thank you for still viewing this channel, knowing good and well I may go through bouts of not posting for a while. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks.